Hi everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Mums on Cloud 9. We're delighted to have you here today with Kelly, Lynn and myself. And today we're doing a deep dive into AI around the topic of lifelong learning. This can mean anything in different contexts. So it all means something different to Kelly, Lynn and myself. So we're just going to throw it around the table a little bit. Like when we talk about lifelong learning and the use of AI, what does that mean to us? Kelly, I'll hand the baton to you first. Like, what does it, when I talk about lifelong learning and using AI, what comes up for you?
For me personally, there's two elements of it. So there's going to be what I teach or instill in our trainees, and then what I do for myself. So I'll start with myself. But for me, it's about mostly work related. So how I can get that extra skill set for my work. So let's say, for example, you give me a task to do. I'm not going to come back to say to you, I don't know how to do this. I'm going to do what I can and try and figure out how can I learn this topic. Hypothetically, you say to me, I need you to build something in Salesforce. It's not my job. I don't know how to do that, but I'll teach myself that element, which I can just stick on my CV later. I'm trying to change email templates. We've got these templates there, and I thought, you know what, let's try and build these HTML code versions of email templates, make them really specific to our brand, make them look, all kind of uniform. So it took me a little while to ask GPT. So can you give me a short course on how to build HTML content for our emails? Obviously, I'm not building the code from scratch. It does that for you, but it's how to manipulate that code. And I kind of gave myself this kind of intensive training on marketing and HTML emails. Now, okay, it's not perfect, but it's given me that baseline to know how to improve. So that's something I can add to my CV. And then that turns into what we tell our trainees. If you've got a job that you're applying for and it says all these things, oh, I can do this, and it says something like FSL knowledge, and you're like, what does that mean? So you can give yourself that crash course in that. I don't know why I've chosen FSL. I don't know what it stands for, but you can give
Also, it's
yourself a
like,
crash.
also
Hmm?
it's
I'm
like,
going to ask you, Kelly.
Well, I think it's something to do with financing or some sort of element of Salesforce, I believe. But teach yourself something on that. Give yourself that base knowledge, and then you can send your CV has a basic knowledge of FSL, and then you can actually apply for that job with that confidence and just keep learning while you're going through that process. So it's just about those little sticky bits of skills that you can add to your CV or add to your knowledge base to keep showing that you're growing in your workplace to be able to elevate to the next level, really.
Yeah, I think that totally resonates with me, Kelly. I think from my perspective, lifelong learning, AI or otherwise, obviously gets you to where you want to be. Everything, I think you need a passion for what you want to learn before
Yeah.
you will stay up till 4 in the morning
Yeah,
learning.
100%.
So I think it's really important to find, your niche, to find what you want to do. I think for me personally, again, talking about people that I speak to on a daily basis, I always make sure that, they're looking to do something. What do they want to do? What have they done in the past? And how can they get to where they need to be? So I think lifelong learning to me does mean just reinventing yourself every so often to get to where you want to be. I think as well for me, just a little bit of an example. Recently, we've spent a lot of time on AI, learning ChatGPT. I couldn't live my life, as you like to call him. What do you call him? Gazza, don't you?
Gazza, Gary P. Thompson.
Yeah. But I just think, it's not about just putting in a prompt. There's so much more to it. So you think, right, I want to know how to set myself up a clone, how to add in a markdown file rather than a PDF, because that's, what ChatGPT is gonna take more notice of. And about having clones for each thing. And obviously, lifelong learning is the importance of getting to where you want to be. Don't just wing it, just learn it, because once you've learnt it, then you can do it, in effect. What about you, Heather?
yeah, it's interesting. The push and pull motivations, isn't it? It's kind of
Yeah.
like, the push, I've got to learn this to, make my employer happy or, to keep my job or to get a job. And I think that, there's lots of things that come up when you guys have been talking. Right now we're seeing the job market shift a lot. So
Yeah.
from a fresh point of view, I'm having to say to our trainees, you need to learn AI because, and have AI tools on your CV, because if you go to a job interview and you have that over somebody else, they're going to be more impressed because you can do the job quicker and faster, right?
Yeah.
You can get stuff done 10 times quicker. So, there is that push element of like, well, I need to learn this, but also I sat on the fence with AI for quite a long time. Like, because I hadn't, I suppose, appreciated what the value it could give me. Maybe the pain wasn't strong enough. But it was then once I saw a demo of it, it's bringing it to life.
So
You know,
exciting.
when you see a demo of it,
Yeah.
and then that's the light bulb moment. I'm like, "Ah, I get it.
When you sent
Oh
me
my
the
god."
avatar, I was just, like, blown away. It's just so good. I need to do one.
Yeah, so I've just been playing with tools, but it was seeing demos. You know, we've been giving demos to our super mums now because, you know, you can't get on board with something unless you see it, and then you're like, "Oh my god, it does that. Okay, now I get it." And that's been my journey with tech and learning actually. It's been that, you know, pull factor. Like, okay, now excited, whereas before, like, I've got to learn AI. I don't want to learn AI. It's almost like you put that resistance in. It's like
Yeah.
and then, you know, the push about, "Oh, I've got to do it for my job." But then when you see it and you go, "Oh my god, this is gonna make my life easier and I'm gonna get things done twice the time," you suddenly got that self-motivation. And I think that's been my journey with lifelong learning. Like, I've always invested money as well in lifelong learning since I left uni. I've spent more money. I mean, uni, I didn't pay for uni because it was in a year before we had to pay. But actually, I've always invested in training, and that makes me more invested in it because I learn. But I think, Lynn, going back to your point, job market's changing. You know, we have to keep pace with things. We
We
wanna
do.
be better. I think, Kelly, with your words around, we wanna be better at our job. We want to feel better. We wanna feel confident. Like,
Mhm.
that helps us build our self-esteem and our momentum and excitement in life, and then we wanna
Well,
share
we
it with
don't
other people, right? You know, we love
yeah.
Of course,
sharing.
of
I
course.
think that's natural for us 'cause we're part of a training organisation. Like, we learn something, then we wanna share it with other people. So I think it's just finding your mojo for something, but you've got to put your foot in the water to find out first. You know, we always encourage people to come to demos or masterclasses or try some of our free training courses because it gives them a taste of it and then they'll either get addicted to it or they'll think, "Oh, it's not for me." So I
Mhm.
think it's really important that, yes, you might not spend, you know, 2 grand on a course to start with without doing the free mini course. Like Supermums, we encourage that. Do our free 2-hour course first. If you like it, great, you know, then invest. So I think that are some of the things that come to mind. The other aspect is building training with AI. So going back to the point of sharing knowledge, you know, you certainly people that come through Supermums will end up probably training other people on technology. You know, training is part and parcel. So and this is where I've been learning because I create training content, is using AI tools to help me create that training content. So creating, you said, Lynn, an avatar and videos and presentations using AI. Like I've loved exploring that. I have been very frustrated at times during that process, but I kept every tool I'd be optimistic about. I'd be like, right, this is the one. And then I build it. I'm like, no, it doesn't do this. And then I'll be like, go through that little grief moment, cancel my free trial, and then I'm going to start again. In a very emotional journey. So I think learning can be an emotional journey. We talk about the learning journey where we think, right, yeah, we can do it, it's fine. Then you get to that point, you're like,
We're going like
okay,
this.
no, I can't do this,
Yeah.
right? Well, and then you get frustrated. And then it's like, okay, you know, does this tool do X, Y, Z? You know, and learning something new and not giving up, I think, is really important as well, because then you master it and you keep going. So it does require effort and time, doesn't it?
You mentioned, like, passions and things, and I think the lifelong learning as well is not just about your work. Like, for example, I have 2 extra learning, clones or GPTs or projects, and one's obviously about, speech and language therapy, one's about autism, and I'm every day teaching myself about these things. And obviously, it's gonna be continuous because 'cause I'm gonna develop my child with that, but also I've got one that's called Kelden Ramsay, so it's like my cooking one, and,
Kelden Ramsay. I love
Kelden
your
Ramsay.
names.
I want to do these things too. I want to do these things.
I spend hours with this. So it's called Kelden Ramsay, and it's basically I love cooking and baking, and it's just about me trying to combine different random fusions and different recipes of, like, I don't know, duck breast and blueberry sauces, and it's how I learn what kind of things to try without wasting hundreds of pounds on ingredients. So it's teaching me things from recipe books, from different websites, and it puts it all together. And I keep adding things from my favourite chefs into it. So I said, give me the style of Marco Pierre White and give me something using, I don't know, veal chops or whatever, and it helps me develop my
Heel
cooking
chops.
skills. I couldn't think of what else, but, you know, like venison or something. It's a little bit different from the everyday dinner food you eat, you know, to get those cooking skills up to scratch.
Well, you know, my idea at the weekend, I was gonna do, like, a whole little Instagram channel around puddings with no sugar. And so
Ah,
but
I'll
then
join
Yeah,
that one.
Lynn's gonna
come
have
up with
some of
all the
that.
different
Lynn's all
recipes.
over that.
But I'll give
Yeah.
you a laugh. I did all these little video clips. So the girls were going on at me about buying an ice cream machine, and all the ones I kept looking at, you know, we go in Currys and like, you know, 2 grand or something ridiculous, or
For ice
200
cream, I
pounds,
can get you
maybe
Ben
not
and
that.
Jerry's for a fiver.
It was like, well, I mean, they were expensive, right? And I was like, I could buy hundreds of tubs of ice cream for that, not doing it. Anyway, I
Exactly.
found this one on Amazon. for like £24, little single scoops. Anyway, so I realised I could put my oat milk in it and stevia and make some ice
Mhm.
cream. So I was like, right, let's make it. So we did all the little videos.
Cute.
And then
As you do.
I didn't get the presentation. It was chocolate ice cream, and I didn't quite get the presentation right at the end. It looked like a couple of chocolate poos in a bowl.
Some use blueberries.
I was like, I need to work on the presentation skills. But I was like, my whole like idea was like, oh, I could do a whole little channel. I could get recipes and brainstorm recipes around, sharing recipes around healthy puddings, basically. So I love that idea, Kelly. It's really good. And
Yeah,
also
it's
I could do that
cute.
around. I keep beating myself up, like, I want to support Annabelle with her ADHD, and I could do similar. But I'd like to know a little bit more about what you're doing and how you set that up and manage it, because again, I bought a course for ADHD and I'm like, "Oh, I just don't," it's finding the right format for learning. Like, I just don't
Yeah,
know
I've got a short attention
audio
span. It's
recordings. I don't do it. And so I'm like, I need to learn this another way. So that's maybe another topic for another podcast.
You should make
I think
make a clone though, just for your child, and just add all their details, and it will give
yeah.
you teachings based on them, not just like generic. I'm getting taught on how to grow my child, not grow everyone's child, you know? It's very
Yeah.
But don't
specific.
you find that, life obviously has, I mean, I say state the obvious, life has seasons, doesn't it? And things that lead you down a certain road, for
Yeah.
example, with you, Kelly, with Forest, you think, right, okay, I need to learn this
Yeah.
to make it beneficial within my life. And I
Yeah.
think that's where your passion comes in, because you find that you learn something, the more you learn, the more confidence you get and the more you want to learn more. And I
Yeah, of
think,
course.
I think it's important to, if you find something that you're passionate about, it's something you said, Heather, that made me think a little bit. It's almost like when you're going to go on a diet, and I don't know for any of you listening today that have been on a diet, probably most people, and you think, right, okay, I'm going to do it on Monday, and then Monday comes and you don't do it, and then you think, oh, well, I'll do it next
Me
week.
this week.
Your jeans get tighter and tighter, and all of a sudden you go, hang on a minute, I really need to do this. I think it's a bit like that with learning, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And Monday I always need a cookie anyway. I should start on Tuesdays.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But it maybe reflects on the learning styles. And again, we do talk about this at Supermums. So, talking about how we learn. So I've bought these courses, which I've never blooming watched, that are on demand, right? I don't learn that way. I learn if I show up in a
No.
class, if I'm part of
Much
a
better.
cohort, which is why people choose Supermums, because the
Absolutely.
cohorts, they show up, it makes them accountable. So I get
Yeah.
why people, choose us over other self-learning methods. But also I'm very practical, so I like doing practical hands-on, and again,
Yeah.
our courses are practical hands-on, so we attract people to us that like that kind of learning, that kinesthetic learning, showing up, being part of something. I really admire people who are so self-motivated to learn through on demand. Like, I
I
admire
don't know how they do it.
I spend and waste
Yeah,
a
it's
lot of money on
hard.
courses where I'm like,
I
I'm
think we're all
studying.
ADHD, you know. We're a group of ADHDers.
No.
I was just going to say it's why I joined Supermums in the first place, because I tried to do some learning, some self-learning. Like you say, I'm so proud of everyone that does it on their own, because I don't know how. But you need some structure. You need somebody to say to you, turn up here on Tuesday at 9:30 and then I'll be there. If you don't do that, I'll say I'm going to do it 9:30 on Tuesday. Tuesday comes and I'll do something else.
Yeah,
So,
it doesn't happen, does it? But it's important to know your learning style. So the example I use on my training course when I share this with students is, if you were to build a Wendy house in the garden, how would you learn how to do that? Would you read the manual back to front? Would you watch YouTube videos? Would you just not look at anything and start building it? Mm.
no, me.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Give me the tools, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, or
Just
would
look at the
somebody
picture on the
give you
box.
Yeah,
this other
the
one,
picture on
what's
the
the other
box,
one? They look at
100%.
the other person would look at pictures.
Yeah, that's
So
me.
Yeah, pictures. What is it meant to look like?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, and that picks up your learning style. So if you like videos and audio, you probably like to be in a classroom type environment, or at least videos. But again, it goes back to accountability and structure, doesn't it? There's more to
Yeah.
it than just that. If it's kinesthetic, you need that practical application. So you need to be able to learn and play as you're learning. If
Mhm.
you want pictures, you need that visual representation. If you read manuals, you'll need something where you can read stuff, because you want to know the nuts and bolts of everything and read it thoroughly. So
Literally.
people give up on learning and think they're rubbish at something because they've just not learnt it in the right way. They've got
Yeah.
bored, they've not started. Again, I can think countless times where I've started a course. I bought an NLP when I did my coaching qualification. I bought an audio there was loads of discs you had to listen to before the course. I kept falling asleep.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, "I just can't come on this course." And I ended up going on one that was you went away for 3 weeks, not all at once, but you went away and you were in there in person. And I was like, it was obviously a bit more money, but I was like, "I have to learn this way." So I think that's the other kind of thing. I think we've covered a lot about motivation, haven't we really?
We
What do you
have.
think? Motivation of learning.
So there's a good few quizzes online where you can find out what kind of learner you are, whether it's audio or kinetic and that, and it's good to find out because some people actually believe that they're kind of good at reading things when really they're more kinetic. If I read something, I can read a book and I have to read it to page 4 or 5 times to actually think, what happened to this guy? Where's the story going? I haven't got a clue. Like it just goes through my one ear and out the other. So it's really important to know your style so that you can engage and absorb that information. Otherwise, it just goes in and out.
Yeah.
And I think as well with, ChatGPT, which I'll talk about all day, I think it's important that if I want to build something now, whereas I can't be bothered to go through manuals, so I would normally
No,
just look at the pictures and think, that's how it
100%.
looks, that goes there, that goes there. But nowadays, I can just say, my boiler doesn't work, and it'll give me a couple of sentences on how to mend the boiler. So I can do anything now.
I know, we're literally capable of anything. I fixed the washing machine as well, so
Learning is so much easier like
I
that.
I'm
know.
very impressed. And then we'll get the robotics coming in and sorting it out for us, right?
There you go.
Absolutely.
Washing dishes, lovely.
I know. Well, there's always loads to learn. We've learned more on this show. I've learned something for sure. So every day's a school day, right? I
Of
mean,
course. Don't
that's
forget to make your Kelden Ramsay one as well, so you can do all the cooking.
yeah, I love
Kelden
that.
Not
Ramsay.
Kelden Ramsay. It'll be like Heather Pierre White or something, or
A lot to improve on, clearly, in my presentation skills as well. So, yeah, it's been
I'm
lovely to
looking
chat.
forward to the channel.
yeah, me
Yeah, I
too,
know.
actually.
I always come up with these ideas, and then I've got too many things to do. I'll tackle the AI stuff first. Loads of great ideas. Thank you, ladies. It's been good to talk to you, and I hope you've got some inspiration from us today, nattering on about lifelong learning. We'd love to hear from you, your feedback, your thoughts, what you're going to learn next. Please do comment on the show. We'd love to hear from you and get your feedback. And we look forward to seeing you on the next show. Thank you, Kelly and Lynn.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everyone.
Cheers.
Thanks, Heather.
Bye
Thanks,
bye.
Kelly.